If you've been feeling the pressure at the supermarket checkout when paying rent or opening your energy bill, you're not alone. Millions of Australians are asking the same question right now. Am I eligible for Centrelink cost of living payments? And if so, how much am I supposed to get? Today's video is extremely important because one small misunderstanding about eligibility could mean missing out on hundreds or even thousands of dollars you're actually entitled to. So before you scroll away or assume this doesn't apply to you, stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you stand, what payments are available, who qualifies, and what mistakes could quietly block your money. Welcome to Centrelink Compass AU, your trusted guide through Centrelink updates, payments, and real-life support that actually makes sense. Right now, cost of living pressures are hitting harder than they have in years. Rent has surged across most cities and regional areas. Groceries are up week after week. Fuel prices jump without warning, and energy bills are eating into budgets that were already stretched. The government has responded with a range of cost of living payments, supplements, rebates, and one-off supports delivered through Centrelink. But here's the catch. These payments are not always clearly explained, and many Australians wrongly assume they're either automatic for everyone or not available to them at all. Both assumptions can cost you money. Let's clear that up properly. Cost of living payments are not a single payment. They are a collection of supports including one-off bonuses, ongoing supplements, indexed increases, and state-based rebates that are linked to Centrelink eligibility. Some are paid automatically, some depend on your circumstances, and others require you to be on the correct payment at the right time. Eligibility is everything. So let's start with the biggest question people ask. Who is actually eligible for Centrelink cost of living payments? In most cases, eligibility is tied to receiving an existing Centrelink payment. That includes age pension, disability support pension, carer payment, carer allowance, Jobseeker payment, parenting payment, youth allowance, Austudy, Abby study, veterans payments, and certain family tax benefit recipients. If you're on one of these payments, you may already qualify for cost of living support without realizing it. However, eligibility doesn't stop there. Your income, assets, relationship status, residency, and even the date you were approved for Centrelink can all affect whether you receive a payment. For example, some cost of living payments are only paid to people who were receiving an eligible Centrelink payment on a specific cutoff date. If you applied after that date, you might miss that payment, even though you're now on the same benefit as someone who received it. This is why timing matters. Many Australians applied for Centrelink support late, thinking they would still receive all bonuses retroactively. Unfortunately, most cost of living payments are not backdated. If you weren't eligible on the qualifying date, that payment is usually gone. Now let's talk about automatic payments because this is where a lot of confusion happens. Most federal cost of living payments are paid automatically if you're eligible. That means you don't need to apply, fill out a form, or call Centrelink. If your details are correct and you meet the criteria, the money is deposited straight into your nominated bank account. But automatic does not mean guaranteed. If your bank details are outdated, your payment is suspended, or your reporting isn't up to date, the payment can be delayed or skipped. This is why keeping your Centrelink details accurate is critical. Even something as simple as failing to report income on time or not responding to a routine review can stop your cost of living payment without warning. Many people only realize something went wrong when everyone else is talking about a payment they never received. Another major factor in eligibility is income. Some cost of living supports are universal for people on a specific payment, while others are income tested. For example, low-income healthcare card holders may qualify for additional assistance, while someone earning above a certain threshold may miss out, even if they receive a small Centrelink payment. Couples are often caught out here. Your combined income matters. not just what you earn individually. Assets also play a role, particularly for pensioners. While cost of living payments linked to the age pension usually follow pension eligibility rules, changes to your assets, such as selling property or receiving a lump sum, can affect your eligibility at the wrong time. Even temporary changes can have long-term consequences if they occur near a payment assessment date. Let's talk about pensioners specifically, because they are one of the biggest groups affected by cost of living pressures. Age pensioners often receive support through indexed pension increases, energy supplements, pension supplements, and one-off cost of living payments. These are designed to help offset inflation, but many pensioners don't realize that eligibility can be affected by overseas travel, changes in living arrangements, or income from part-time work. For example, if you travel overseas for an extended period, some components of your pension may be reduced or paused, which can also impact your eligibility for certain cost of living payments during that time. Similarly, if you move in with a partner and don't update Centrelink promptly, your payment rate may be reassessed and you could lose access to specific supplements. Jobseeker recipients also face unique eligibility rules. Cost of living payments for Jobseeker are often tied to activity requirements and reporting compliance. If you miss an appointment, fail to meet mutual obligations, or have a payment suspension, you may miss out on a cost of living bonus even if your payment is later restored. Centrelink does not always reissue these payments automatically once the eligibility window has passed. Parents receiving parenting payment or family tax benefit should pay close attention as well. Some cost of living supports are paid per household, not per child, while others are linked to family payments specifically. Changes in care arrangements, school attendance, or income can all affect eligibility. Many families assume that because they receive family tax benefit, they will automatically get every cost of living payment, but that's not always the case. Students and young Australians are another group often overlooked. Youth allowance, Austudy, and ABStudy recipients may qualify for certain cost of living supports, particularly if they're considered independent or living away from home. However, parental income tests, study load requirements, and age thresholds can all affect eligibility. Missing one requirement can mean missing the payment. Now let's talk about state-based cost of living support, because this is where things get even more confusing. On top of federal Centrelink payments, each state and territory offers its own rebates and relief payments, including energy rebates, rent assistance top-ups, transport concessions, and cost of living relief payments. While these are not paid by Centrelink, eligibility is often linked to having a Centrelink concession card, such as a pensioner concession card or health care card. This means your Centrelink status can unlock additional money at the state level, but only if you apply. Unlike federal cost of living payments, state rebates are rarely automatic. You usually need to submit an application through your state government, even if you're already eligible. Many Australians miss out simply because they don't realize these payments exist. Another common mistake is assuming that receiving one cost of living payment makes you ineligible for others. In many cases, you can receive multiple supports at the same time. For example, you might receive a federal cost of living bonus, an energy rebate from your state, rent assistance through Centrelink, and ongoing supplements as part of your regular payment. These supports are designed to work together, not replace each other. Let's also address misinformation, because there's a lot of it online. You may have seen posts claiming everyone will receive a certain amount, or that Centrelink is paying out a new bonus to all Australians. This is rarely true. Eligibility is always specific, and amounts vary depending on your payment type and circumstances. Relying on unverified information can lead to disappointment or worse, missing legitimate payments because you assumed you weren't eligible. If you're unsure about your eligibility, The best approach is to check your Centrelink online account, review your payment details, and ensure everything is up to date. Look for messages, letters, or notifications that mention cost of living support. Sometimes Centrelink communicates eligibility through your inbox rather than public announcements. One important thing to remember is that cost of living payments are often paid separately from your regular Centrelink payment. They may appear as a different line in your bank statement, sometimes with a vague description. People often overlook these deposits or don't realize what they're for. Always review your statements carefully. Now, what if you think you were eligible but didn't receive a payment? This happens more often than you might think. In some cases, it's due to incorrect details. In others, it's because Centrelink assessed you as ineligible based on information that may no longer be accurate. If you believe a mistake has been made, you have the right to ask for a review. While not all cost of living payments can be reassessed, it's still worth checking, especially if your circumstances were misrecorded. Looking ahead, cost of living support is expected to remain a major focus. Payments may change, eligibility rules may be updated, and new supports may be introduced as economic conditions evolve. Staying informed is the best way to protect your entitlements. That's exactly why Centrelink Compass AU exists, to break down complex rules into clear, practical guidance you can actually use. Before we wrap up, let's do a quick reality check. If you are receiving a Centrelink payment, have a concession card, or recently applied for support, you should never assume you're not eligible for cost of living payments. At the same time, you should never assume you'll automatically receive everything without checking your details. A few minutes reviewing your information can make a real difference. If you found this video helpful, take a moment to like it and share it with someone who might be struggling right now. Cost of living pressures don't just affect individuals, they affect families, carers, students, and retirees across Australia. The more people understand their rights and entitlements, the better. Make sure you're subscribed to Centrelink Compass AU and turn on notifications because we regularly cover payment updates, eligibility changes, and common Centrelink mistakes that could cost you money. Our goal is simple: to help you stay informed, prepared, and confident when dealing with Centrelink. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself, and remember, staying informed is one of the most powerful tools you have when it comes to managing cost of living pressures. I'll see you in the next video.